give you a minute to look at it and just about how you don't like it. But you're completely wrong.
Too upset by it. I enjoy my scarily fast chops, but I mean, there's more of I forget the name of the Chrollo card, the effect right there in the middle down at the bottom, the effect card, not the character card.
That one.
Yeah,
that's the one where it's give them negative 3,000 BP. If Chrollo is on the field, give them 5,000 BP, yeah. And also you get to trigger a when played effect again.
Yep.
Very good card.
It's just getting also sort of double triggers. No, I actually kind of like the way I look at this.
I am close to having it built because when me and him were talking last night, I am pretty much close to having it built exactly like this because I was already.
Yeah, like you kept the Phaetans. I love Phaetan, or however you say his name. I don't think we were playing with either of those top two top end cards in deck it was, but if I remember, we'll go over them in the deck. But I mean, I know you're thinking I wasn't going to like this, but I do like it.
I was actually worried because, like specifically for this one right here, the scarcely fast chop that negs 2,000 BP from a character. That
I was using it all night.
Huh?
I used that card all night and did exactly what I needed to every time. But if you're using a card that does the same thing but better, I'm good with that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like trust me, me and him were talking, and a lot of what he was saying was just making a lot of sense to me. And I think we both knew that the initial construction of those, like any decks right now, are going to have to evolve drastically over every single game or every single night that you play.
And we were calling Scarily Fast Shock for what it was. We were calling it Shock, right?
Yeah.
It does 2,000 minus 2,000 BP, basically doing 2 damage to something. It's good for what it is. It's good for removing the things that you need to remove early and like finishing off somebody that you couldn't quite finish off with other effects. But it does have its weaknesses, and there was times where I was having to use 2 of them to finish something off that I absolutely had to get off the board.
Yeah, so, and I think that was the conclusion that me and him both got to the same place with that, is that everything that you're killing with this doesn't matter. Like, because everything that is going, like everything a single one of these is going to kill, it's going to be that early game stuff that's either going to be vanilla or it doesn't have a super impactful effect. And like you said, you were having to use 2 of them, which can actually be detrimental in a game like this where you only get up to 3 actions a turn. So, you know, you're spending 2 actions to kill 1 character. And so, you talk in terms of card advantage, that's 2 actions, 2 cards to kill 1 card.
Yep.
So that's
1 action, 1 card for that card. You're spending 2 cards and 2 actions. Yeah. They're 2 for 1 on several different ones.
Yeah, it is so rough. Like the way I wasn't actually piloting this the same way that you were. The way that I was using these cards and some of them was I wasn't killing stuff with it. So what I was doing is I was using it on multiple different characters to lower their BP because I didn't have the characters that could meet the BP to overtake.
You're reading bad blocks. Yeah, I didn't do that much. Yeah.
So that way I could swing in and get life damage. That's how if I just gonna kill something, I was like, I'm just not going to spend the extra cards to kill 1 card, and I'm just going to get it.
That card stays around.
It does
after you load it around, so it's there for the next turn, and either you drew something to press past that card, or that card's still staring at you and going, you can't get through this.
Yeah, like I would either create, but like you said, I'd either create a bad block, and I would get life point damage in, and then I would still have a chump blocker. And that just felt like the right line of play to choose to me.
Yeah.
But again, so these are the early game cards. Vanilla Chrollo. You got a Sphinx, which is the 0 play, draw a card, ditch a card. You got the I forget her name. But basically, when she dies, you get to draw a card.
Yeah.
And then you have the bouncing, the 1-drop bouncing character that
somebody out of her the other night though. I know she's simple and straightforward, but she can bounce some guys outside of those the early zeros. It's fantastic.
She's again, I don't like these characters that feel like it's throwing you behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's her limitations on it? Is it 1 or 2 energy?
That's all the Zoldyck. Oh, there she is. When played, return one other character on your field with one or less required energy to your hand. If you cannot, return this character to your hands.
And what are the two? There's a Chrollo and the guy on the middle character line, or Chrollo on the far right. What was his energy cost?
Nobunaga?
Yeah, what's Nobunaga's energy cost?
Should be 3.
3.
Where's he at?
He's
Yeah,
thinking-
3.
Oh, he's the one that interacts with Sean Hart.
Yeah.
Really well. And what was that top right? Chrollo? What was his energy cost?
Should be 2. Yep.
2. Okay.
Yeah, which this is the one that I like. Like, I like him
Yeah.
because he lets you search, like, he's another searcher, lets you search 4 deep and get anything with Phantom Troupe affinity,
Yeah.
as long as it's not Chrollo. Although I have hit too many Chrollos searching 4 deep, and it's just like, oh, okay, I just put you on the bottom. But
Everything else in that deck's like, oh, I'm a Phantom Troupe. So
yeah, it's kind of hard to not want to search that deep for characters, because there were times, like, there were games that I played that me and my opponent had burnt our hands, and I just got ahead without having to spend extra action points.
Yep.
Mainly because of him and the spider tattoo.
Yep.
And I mean, I think
so deep,
huh?
Like, you can just dig so deep with all the Trollos and all the spiders, or tattoos. It's for a deck that's power isn't in very many cards as far as like finishing somebody off. The dig that this deck gives is fantastic.
And I mean, I like the body that he's on too. I mean, a 2 for 25 that lets you dig 5 deep or 4 deep. Yeah. You know, that's not bad. Not bad early game at all. It lets you dig for stuff that you're looking for, like stuff you want to get. Then we have the Nobunaga, that 3 for 30. Like, I feel there's a very good balance between energy cost and BP with all of the Phantom Troupe characters.
Yeah,
At least
they're just not the top end, or there's not a whole lot of beating going on unless your name's Uojin or Hisoka.
Well,
I don't know, I won a lot of games patient.
I'll get to that in just a minute. Why this is the way it is, and why this is probably one of the worst decks in the meta right now. But like, Shalnark is the star of the deck in my opinion. Shutting out. What'd you say?
Chrollo, bring back Nobunaga.
Yeah.
If you need something, you can get a hold of it. It's Shalnark's great.
Like, I love that effect. I love it so much that you can bring something back for a turn, get their effect. Granted, they die, but you know, use them right, they can go off.
I mean, they die. Play Shalnark next turn. Get them back again.
Franklin, I don't hate him, but I feel he is situational because he is such an odd ball effect of only doing 500 BP until end of turn. But again, I'll get to that at the end of this, because I think it'll make more sense when I say what I say, why some of these characters are the way they are.
A bit draw. I'm not always big on him whenever I pick him up. When I was playing the deck, I used him more for the double energy than anything else, and to complicate their board states early on so that I could get a few life points off, you know?
Yeah.
But that's really his ceiling, is his energy and just complicating board states early on.
Yeah, but I mean, he is, like, I did win a game by using Shalnark's ability to bring him back to just lower all of my opponent's characters' BP, giving them bad blocks and swinging. And so it's like, it was kind of like a board wipe for them, because they didn't have a choice, because they were at 1 life. So it's like, you have to block.
Yeah. Shame.
So, yeah. Again, it's just the way that I chose to pilot the deck, which was just keeping the bad blocks up and trying to keep high attackers going. But it's very ineffective to play like that, because at the same time, my opponent has better attackers that if they can just not block and keep their board state up, then they're going to get me down faster than I'm going to get them down faster, because it takes extra cards for me to lower their BPs. And so they can just keep swinging at me all they want because they just have a stronger board, like just stronger characters.
Yeah.
Then we have Big Daddy Chrollo here, which I do love his effect, but honestly, his effect is not the most impressive thing about him. It's that he has impact and is a 4K for 4. You know that when played, play another when played effect is great.
Yeah. And you can that can be Feitan, that can be Nobunaga, that can be our thick guy we were talking about that lowers everybody by 500. He can make a bad situation happen, and that's why I liked him. Like, and the more you do it, the more of a menace he seems like on the other side.
Yeah, I mean he definitely can be.
So he doubles Shadow Mark too, and you can have him double Shadow Mark to bring somebody back from the grave that does exactly what else you need.
Yeah, like I mean, if you have him, like if you can either play multiples of hymns or play him plus a skill hunt, there are plays that you have, but again, like you've got to have the fuel to play it. You've got to have that.
I had one Feitan on board. I picked up Chrollo. I had the ability to make 5,000 if you got Chrollo and double an effect. And one turn, I basically played 2 cards, killed 3 of my opponent's creatures, swung in for 4,000, and or no, actually swung in with both Feitan and Chrollo, and it was just that's when that card advantage, that virtual card advantage, buries somebody though, which is why I like that deck.
Okay. I like the Chrollo. I like it a lot. Like I love the art. This is one of those like specific arts or special arts for the cards that you're not going to get. Like you take the effects off of it, and I would rock this on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Then we have what I feel is like the true star of the deck, and that's freaking Uvojin. Like he is just so freaking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I haven't swung with him yet, other than the first game I played with. So we only had one copy of the deck at the time of it. But in that one, that one game, he's the one that he ran away with it just because when he's attacking, he's got 5k damage or 5k BP, and it's gonna be hard to block. But if you don't block, he's taking away 2 of the opponent's life points. So he snowballs. It's fantastic.
You have multiples on him of him. Yeah, he can get ridiculous. Like, and the thing is the reason I say that he is the star of the deck is because he needs nothing else to be a threat.
Yeah, he shows up and starts swinging.
Yeah,
he's already popping knuckles. Like, I hope you're ready for this.
Yeah, it is. He is just that good. And I'll tell you, there was one game that I had after I picked up the second one for like pennies.
Yeah.
I had both of them in an opening hand, and I
got not winning this game.
Right, that's what I thought. Got 4 energy out, played 2 of them, same turn. I was like, next turn, I'm going to have fun. No, my opponent kills both of them. He fishing rods both of them.
Yeah.
And because they are only 35k or 3,500 on their turn, it's just like, okay, it's easy to get to that. But I still won the game because I forced my opponent. Why do I keep saying that? I forced my opponent to make bad kind of decisions early on by taking them out. So, I mean, really good. Just really good. Then we have Phaeton, which... so what?
He's my favorite to play with in that deck because I like that guy.
Yeah.
The strategy point, when your opponent's attacking early game, don't worry about blocking. Like, get yourself to forward life because, that's free card advantage for you, right? Because you can get a lot of effects off that. And B, this guy turns on at 4 life, and the earlier you can get him to turn on, the better it is for you.
He's good, but again, it kind of goes back to that, like what we were talking about with the shocker.
Yeah.
A lot of the times he's only going to be doing that 2,000 BP. Doesn't really hit anything.
Dropping something's BP by 2,000, 3,000. Are you allowed to target their backline with those effects?
I mean, this specifically says frontline as well.
Okay. I was worried about like Scary Fast Chop or the other abilities that. Oh, that says frontline as well. Okay, so those are limited. Okay. Thankfully, I didn't try to push my luck on that because there were 2 plays that would have been better if I could target their backline, but they had something that was running on frontline too.
I think if you had the ability to choose the backline, this would actually play a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because then you're just
NG
like
nine.
stopping their gas, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
They can get past it.
like I when I first seen Phaeton, I was like, oh, free damage to characters, right?
Yeah.
Because in Magic, anytime you can just like you can shock or you can thunderbolt something, like really good. And that's what I was thinking. This is a shock and a thunderbolt on a stick, or a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
The problem is that he doesn't do enough. Is the problem? But he is still one of like you have to play him because if you're playing this deck, he's going to do something at some point.
He was always doing a lot of things at all points. In my experience, I mean, the top end's 3,000, right? I think I only used
Just
it
about.
negative 2,000 a few times, but like most of the time I was playing it was for negative 3,000, and there was plenty of things that I needed to get rid of on the opponent's board that 3,000 would kill it, and that just feels like fun. And if you absolutely need to, you play him, use his effects, and then use Chrollo's effects to double that up. And there's nothing standing in the way of 6,000. I don't know anything that starts out on your opponent's on your turn at 7,000. You know, like nothing's. I'm not seeing anything permanently over 6.
So I mean, you're right, but then you also like he's one of the few characters that you have to use 2 actions to play.
Yeah.
Like if he was 1 action less, like I don't think we'd be having this conversation all that much. But the fact that he takes a play from you as well,
yeah.
I think that's
the signal that he is strong enough, and he becomes much more worse if you actually don't have to spend an action to get his effect. You know?
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, like if you're playing this deck, you have to play him for the 2 energy, for the 2 to 3,000 possible BP, for the 35. Like, and that's the thing too. If he had just 500 more attack as well, like there's quite a few things that could just make him a lot more effective. Like make him a 4K, give him 4,000 BP of damage instead. You know that'd
be rough.
It's
so many things.
He like for 2 actions. Yeah, I think that's just what, like, especially being a rare. Like I didn't even see the rarity of him. He's a rare.
Yeah,
and I do like his rare art actually.
No, that art's nice.
Yeah, you should see like
as much as I like him. I know you're ragging on him a little bit.
No, I like
but like as much as I like him, I kind of want to go for that art if I'm going to build it.
Oh, dude,
for a long time.
So you said you're about to start reading the manga, right?
Yeah.
When you get to the Chimera Anarch, he gets a great, and I do mean a great fighting scene.
Oh, nice.
Like
okay, I can't wait.
Everyone outside of Chrollo, because Chrollo's not a part of this, everyone runs from his final attack. Because it is a AoE attack, and he does not give a fuck who he hits with it.
That's my boy.
And it is great. Yeah. Like that is what I'm hoping for set 2, is that they go into the Chimera Anarch, because as good, like this goes up to at least Greed Island. Yeah, I think that's as far as I've seen some of the art go to. It goes up to at least Greed Island. Chimera Ants, yeah, like that's the shit. Like it gets, like everyone gets some cool shit that happens. Not Chrollo though, because he's not in it.
Dang.
But it is good that they did this set, because you like spiders to me are the most heavily themed characters in the set. So
Phantom Troupe seems fantastic in this set.
And they seem it. I would really like for them, like that to me, like deck building wise, they seem like they should be way more powerful than what they are. But again, that goes kind of to why they are the way they are. But yeah, like Phaeton, like I just like, I wish he was just like slightly stronger. You know what I mean? So we did put Grandpa Zoldyck in here. I don't know if you've had the chance to read what he does.
I don't think so. I think you'd have to pull it up for me.
If I can, there he is. So Zeno. So effect main, if on your front line, switch to resting. Choose one character with 4,000 or less BP on your opponent's front line and sideline it. Place this character into your removal area.
Okay, so it's just a higher removal.
Yep.
And considering how many things you play and lower their BP, you're probably getting it 4,000 less, or getting something 4,000 less. So he turns them off. Yeah, that makes sense. And he doesn't seem too expensive either.
No, like 4 for 35. I mean, you can be attack like you get him early, you can be attacking with him as fast. And I mean, 35 is pretty good.
Yeah. One thing I don't care for is that he is not searchable, right? Like, as many
he
things
is
you have
not.
Big, yeah.
So yeah, like that is definitely one of those things that it kind of turned me off to putting him in here to begin with. But my initial thought was putting him in replacement of this.
That makes complete sense. Yeah, that's definitely fantastic because that their Scaly Fest chop doesn't win you the game if you've managed to remove everything on your opponent's board. Grandpa's only, yeah, you can swing with him a few times to finish the game off.
Like gives you another body,
energy, yeah, energy,
and also kind of goes outside of the theme of what spiders do. And what spiders do is they reduce the BP of characters. That is like just the entire theme of the Phantom Troupe in this set.
Yeah.
So this just says that, oh, they have this attack, kill them. And I will tell you, this is needed. This is needed if you're running Phantom Troupe, because unfortunately, one of the big decks being the green bleach deck,
yeah,
there's a Kenpachi in the green bleach deck that actually has a special ability that says cannot have his BP reduced.
Oh yeah,
but and he is not expensive at all.
Is he 4,000 or is he higher? I thought he was higher than 4.
No, he's 4,000.
Okay,
but 4,000 for 4. And the guy who actually sent me these deck lists was running the green bleach deck, and both times that I played him, he got 2 of those Kenpachi, 1 to 2 of those Kenpachis out each game, and I was dead in the water. Yep. I made a few changes, putting him in there, putting the Hisoka in there, and actually I put one of the Silvas in there because we were like, again, just being a 4,000 body with impact 1. Like none of his other effects really matter all that much, but this one actually has sniper as well, and all you gotta do is discard. So
you can tell Kenpachi to block or to block him or fight him, so you can remove Kenpachi that way. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it still keeps with the theme of this, that you're getting stuff off of the board. You just have to do it during a fight.
Yeah,
but it's recursion.
Yeah, you can keep doing it. That's fantastic.
But he took the Silva out. I don't know if I will, especially since I don't have anything. Like I don't have a second Hisoka right now.
I think I'll be okay with 1 Hisoka, 1 Silva to run it with.
But I think I know why. Like he did say why he did it. Like he was trying to keep the Phantom Troupe theme, and he even mentioned possibly just taking out the spider tattoo because
the spider tattoo is great early on. Late game, it does fall off quite a bit.
Yeah, and so I mean the effects of it might not, like drawing might not matter that much in this game. Like having a hand state just might not matter, especially since you can spend an AP to draw an extra card every turn.
Yeah, I think if you're going against another deck that's trying to remove as much as you are, that spider tattoo is going to be way over the top to help you finish off the game better. But it's right now the meta seems like it is get the big guys out and get thumping. It's not that good in that case, but I really do not want to lose lose the dig. It's just good to be able to dig for Hisoka, dig for Chrollo, dig for anybody really. You're looking for something that you need. You usually find it with that spider tattoo.
So I completely agree with 2 of these Hisokas in this deck. Honestly, I would almost say put another one in here because like this Hisoka is what you're wanting to have on the board because it is the most powerful Phantom Troupe in the set, and it will it is 500 less than the Kurapika, and it will put as much pressure on them as the Uvogin does, but he is so hard to deal with because again, like you said, people are looking to boost, and most people can't boost to what he is with a single card.
Yeah, I do like him sending somebody to the back line. That makes the board states so much more weird. And considering that you can use Chrollo to double his 1 plate ability, you can wreak havoc constantly with him. No, that's a fantastic ad. I kind of question why we don't have more.
Didn't have any of them.
Yeah.
And two, I was again like this is where magic knowledge failed me with deck building because 6 is a high cost in magic that
I get that. I haven't had like there's most games turn 3. I had 6 without even trying.
I mean, again, it's a learning curve. Like it was just initial decks to not just like be playing the starter decks and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I knew they were going to change. I knew I was going to have to spend money on singles. And again, I like 6s and 7s. I was just like, I don't like them because I looked at the effects and I was like, these are not game finishing effects. These are just they kind of do a thing, but it's not exactly the like in this game. The effects are kind of like the icing on the cake, right? But the body is what matters. Like if you get this character to stick around for 2-3 turns, they have done a job that they needed to do. So yeah, the Hisoka, I'll definitely be looking to pick up 1, definitely 2, more than likely, because
The price right now.
that's that one art style, like $2. He shouldn't be more than $2. A TCG player. I don't want to pull up my search history on this.
So, just thinking out loud. Personally, instead of Zeno, I'd probably go for more Hisokas and more in that what's the other Solid guy that force snipes.
So,
yeah, I definitely would do Silva than Zeno.
did YouTube do an update to where I can't just take a tab and bring it into another like search window? It's lame AF. Okay, let's